What are the top 5 must-play multiplayer games of 2025? Well, the top games of 2025 were defined by how intentionally they shape shared experiences. From the cooperation at the core of Peak, to the high-pressure teamwork of R.E.P.O, to the coordinated large-scale combat of Battlefield 6, and so many more. What set these games apart was not just their design, but how consistently they created meaningful, unscripted moments between players. In this video, we're going to break down the top 5 must-play multiplayer games of 2025 and why each one earned its place, so before the year ends, make sure you have a quick peek at these so you don't regret it. Coming in at number 5, Peak. So why did Peak prove that multiplayer doesn't need combat to succeed? That's not something really people would have thought of now these days. Well, this game proves that multiplayer doesn't need guns, scoreboards, or explosions to be memorable, because at its core, Peak is a cooperative climbing game where up to 4 players work together to scale dangerous mountains. Every surface, every ledge, and every step is governed by physics, meaning mistakes are inevitable and often hilarious. Success depends entirely on communication, timing, and trust between players. This game is one that you would probably not want to play with your work colleagues. What makes Peak stand out is how naturally teamwork emerges. Players call out safe routes, anchor ropes for teammates, and react in real time to collapsing terrain or sudden weather shifts. The game constantly asks one question: are you paying attention to your team, or are you purposely not paying attention to your team on purpose? Critically, Peak has been praised for stripping multiplayer down to its fundamentals. There's no complex systems to master, no progression trees to guide. Instead, the challenge comes from mastering movement and coordination, because every climb feels earned and every fall becomes part of the story your group remembers for a very long time afterwards. Coming in at top, game number 4, R.E.P.O. So what's the most intense co-op experience multiplayer game of 2025? Well, we'd have to say that game is R.E.P.O, blending horror, physics, and teamwork into a constantly unpredictable loop. In this game, teams of 6 players enter dangerous environments to retrieve valuable items and extract them safely. The twist is that nearly everything in the game is physics-based. Objects are fragile, heavy, and awkward to carry, and the environment actively works against you. There's already enough struggle in real life, but some developers just thought, why not put it into games too? Communication is not optional here. Players must coordinate movement, manage limited resources, and react quickly to threats that can wipe out a run in seconds. The game's proximity voice chat amplifies tension, turning whisper plans into panic shouting when things inevitably go wrong. But what critics and players say is so special about this game is how R.E.P.O creates emergent storytelling. What does that mean? Well, no 2 runs feel the same. Sometimes failure comes from a monster ambush, other times it's caused by a teammate dropping a valuable item down a hallway at the worst possible moment. There's so many ways for you to fail, and yeah, that's something you're gonna have to deal with there. So if you want to play a multiplayer game that tests if your relationship or friendship or whatever ship can last, this is the one to make or break it. Coming in at number 3, one we all know so well and have seen so much TikToks of, Battlefield 6. How did this game stand out as 2025's definitive large-scale multiplayer shooter? Besides seeing all the helicopter highlights, jet highlights, and tank highlights on TikTok, this entry returns the series to its core strengths. Massive maps, combined arms warfare, and squad-based teamwork. Infantry combat blends seamlessly with tanks, aircraft, and environmental destruction, creating battles that feel cinematic without losing tactical depth. Insert highlights of montage. Wasn't that great to watch? What made Battlefield 6 stand out was its emphasis on player roles. Squads that communicated and played objectives were consistently rewarded, while lone wolf play was far less effective, unless you're trying to stream farm, clip farm for TikTok or YouTube. Then you could do that. This reinforced the franchise's long-standing focus on teamwork over individual dominance. From a critical standpoint, Battlefield 6 was widely seen as a course correction. Gunplay felt tight, movement was responsive, and the scale of battles once again became the main attraction. While post-launch updates introduced some technical issues, ongoing support helped stabilize experience and maintain player trust. Commercial success and strong player engagement reinforced its position as one of the year's most important multiplayer releases. It may not have reinvented the genre, but it refined it in a way that reminded players why Battlefield still matters. Coming in at number 2, Elden Ring Nightreign. If you haven't seen our Elden Ring videos, it's time to click on those. So why did Nightreign become one of 2025's most rewarding co-op experiences? Well, it's because they took a bold risk. and largely succeeded by reshaping a beloved universe into a multiplayer-focused experience. Unlike the original Elden Ring, Nightreign is built around session-based roguelike runs designed specifically for cooperative play. Teams of up to 3 players explore shifting environments, fight escalating threats, and prepare for high-difficulty boss encounters. The game retains the combat weight, enemy design, and atmosphere the series is known for, but reframes them around teamwork. Positioning, role awareness, and shared decision-making become essential, especially as difficulty ramps up quickly during each run. While this game didn't replace the original Elden Ring experience, Nightreign carved out its own space, one focused on high-intensity co-op, repeatable challenges, and shared mastery. So, if you wanted a game like Elden Ring, but you wanted something to play along with your friends, to have that shared experience and shared pain, then this is probably a game you need to pick up and try before the year ends. Coming in at number 1, Arc Raiders. What made Arc Raiders considered the best overall multiplayer game of 2025? Well, this PvPvE extraction shooter blends cooperative, survival, competitive encounters, and environmental threats into a seamless experience where every decision carries weight. Each raid feels tense, unpredictable, and deeply personal. What sets this game apart is its balance. Combat is readable but lethal, exploration is rewarding but dangerous, and players are constantly weighing risk versus reward, knowing that a single mistake can end a run or create a story worth remembering. Critically and commercially, this game exceeds expectations. It drew in massive player numbers and sustained long-term engagement and earned recognition as the year's best multiplayer experience. Its success wasn't built on spectacle alone, but on how naturally systems interacted to create emergent gameplay. Also, unlike many live shooters, Arc Raiders respected player time. Progression felt meaningful, losses felt fair, and victories felt earned. That balance helped it rise above its competitors. And that's why in a year filled with strong multiplayer releases, Arc Raiders earns the number 1 spot.